News 4's Friday Night Football is sponsored by Jack's, all about the South.
Welcome to Ozark, Alabama for another presentation of Friday Night Football. We are in beautiful Ozark, as I said, a contest between the Ozark Eagles and the Navarre Raiders. So what do you think about tonight, Mark?
I think it's going to be a very high-scoring affair. Both teams are allowing, looks like we kicked it out of bounds. Both teams are scoring over 30 points and allowing over 30 points a game. So I'm expecting a high game tonight in points when it comes tonight.
Yeah, I'm doing some research on both these teams. They match up, I mean, just almost mirror image of one another. They got great players on defense, and they got stars on defense. They got one that's got 10 tackles on Navarre, and on the Carroll side, you got one that's got 8.5, almost 9 tackles a game. But both quarterbacks are good. Both of them's got a great running back, so I am expecting a really, really close game. And as you said, I think they're going to put some points on the board.
Yeah, I think when Navarre has the ball, you're going to see Connor Matthews. He's averaging over 120 yards a game and already has 9 touchdowns this season. So that's averaging more than 2 touchdowns a game, a little more than 2 touchdowns a game. So I'm expecting to see a running attack from Navarre. When it comes to Ozark, you got Keyshawn Cole. He's Mr. Do-It-All. The ball in his hands, he's the quarterback. He makes things happen with his arm and his feet. He's very impressive and very good. He has 8 touchdowns already for this season, running and throwing. So I think those two guys are going to dictate this game. And so far in the past, the defenses haven't done very well at slowing the other team down. And if they don't do that tonight, I'm expecting a high point game.
Yeah, and what a beautiful evening. I mean, you got a little bit of fall in the air. The sun's just going down. We're in a beautiful little stadium. Ozark does a great job. We're at Matthews Stadium, home of the Eagles, and we're going to re-kick it since it went out of bounds. They're going to try again. Navarre's going to take it at about the 10-yard line. That is number 1 for the Pirates. That is Terrence Marshall. He's a wide receiver, senior, 6'2", 170. He's got 64 yards per game averaging, so he's got some speed and a nice little run back there, Mark.
Yeah, it sure was. Nice tackle by number 3, Carson Edwards here for Carroll. Good start of the night for them. They got good field position. Looks like it's going to be just about the 39 or 38-yard line of Navarre.
So our Navarre team will be in the white and maroon, and Ozark's in the black and white. Yeah, number 11, Hunter Pfister for Navarre. He is a senior, 5'11", 195. He's got a good little arm. Like I say, I think they rely, like you said, on the running game, but every once in a while they can throw it. I watched some film of him from when they played Tate last game. They scored 45 points the last 2 games. So, and they was able to get a 38-yard, and a lot of it was what they call a yak, yards after catch, but still though.
Yeah, they're 2-2 on the season so far, and one of their losses is actually have been in overtime.
Yeah.
So they're very similar, like we said before. Both teams mirror each other well. Carroll's 3-1. Their only loss this year's Dothan High. You take that away, last week they come off a victory versus Charles Henderson, defending state champ, and they're looking good.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Looking real good. I'm expecting both teams to do well tonight when they have the ball.
That's a nice little end around by giving to Terrence Marshall, that wide receiver. He was able to pick up the first down, so Navarre's going to be on the inside the Eagle territory at the 44-yard line. Another good run up the middle, pushing hard, getting about 9 yards. So that was a nice little run there. Good blocking up front. That was number 28, Matthews Connor, running back, with a nice game.
Yeah, number 9 there with the tackle, DeAndre McClendon. For those at home that are watching, if you'll see when the quarterback gets in his stance and he claps his hands, he's not necessarily wanting the ball hiked, then he looks to the sideline. What the coaches are doing, looking at the way the defense is set up, and then they look at the numbers game and decide to change it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that nice arm, and that was a beautiful, beautiful pass. Number one, that's Marshall Terrence. Again, that wide receiver, he is quick and just a beautiful ball.
Yeah, nice touch. He put that in right, they threw it right in the basket. Nice touchdown for Navarre. Nice, good drive. Put points on the board.
So we are at the Call Bob PAT with 10:26 left in this first quarter. Again, thank you for being with us. Well, we love our high school football fans. Kick is up. Kick is good. So the Raiders go on top 7-0 here in Ozark, Alabama. That was a quick little score, Mark. We knew there was going to be some points scored. Now, the Eagles going to have to answer back.
Yeah, I think that was either 3 or 4 plays and they score. That's impressive. Now the ball comes to Carroll, and they're going to have Keyshawn Cole. The ball's going to be in his hands. Hopefully he can get down the field and make something happen. I have a feeling this is going to be like a video game tonight. Back and forth, and could be a situation that whoever has the ball last at the end of the game wins. But I'm expecting both teams to put up big numbers and do well, and that was a nice starting drive for Navarre.
Yeah, it was. We was watching pregame, watching some of the Raiders. They got 2 field goal kickers, and both of them was putting it through the upright from 35 and 40 yards out. That may come into play. They have not only one, but those 2, and that's unusual for a high school team.
Exactly right. Which Navarre is really known for soccer in that area, so I imagine both of those kids probably play travel ball down that area. There's a lot of Navarre, and there's another beach. Can't think off my head. My kids have played ball down there many times in travel tournaments, and they do really well in that area with soccer. So I'd be shocked if both of those kids probably didn't play travel soccer.
Number 13, Tyler Daniel for the Raiders, set to kick off. He's a junior, 5'9", 154. Carroll's set to receive right at about the 10-yard line. It's a high kick, going to be taken about the 15. So it's number 4, Lakeith Pearson. So running back, he's going to be taken down there at about the Eagle 26, 27-yard line. Well, they'll take over on the offense and see if I can't answer that quick score by the Raider offense.
We talked about it earlier. I think we've got the name of the night, tackle made by Vinny Villanova.
Yeah, we talked about that name earlier. I mean, you got to love Vinny Villanova now.
I think he came from up north with a name like that. I'm not sure, but I think the name Vinny, I love that name.
He may not be from around here.
No, but nice tackle by Vinny.
The handoff is number 4, Lakeith Pearson. So, again, he has 5 touchdowns on the year, so it's a pretty nice little gain. I mean, he almost broke the tackle. He got about 3 yards there, but I think they're going to test the waters on this running game first, just like the Raiders did.
Yeah, I think Braxton Barr had his hands on him and kind of held him up a little bit until number 5 came in and finished him off. Terrell Marshall did a great job of taking him to the ground.
Got a whistle, got a little slip there. He was going to fake the handoff and just got his feet tangled up. But
yeah, nice thing. Navarre got fortunate there because he would have been very close to the first down. Brings up, looks like about 3rd and 7 or 3rd or 8.
Eagles with double wide outs. Keyshawn's going to look to throw. Wide open, nice route run there by number 2. That's Peyton Plott. He's going to get down to about the 44-yard line of the Raiders. And, man, he made that cut and just left that Raider defender, and he was all alone.
Yeah, and if that name sounds familiar, that is the coach's son out there. And his older brother played last year that we had when we played Rehoboth. And talking to the coach, he's one of his top wide receivers, but nice tackle there by number 15. Josh Wilson for Navarre to bring him down, but it's the first down, Carroll Eagles.
Good stout defense there by the Raiders. That was number 4, Lakeith Pearson, trying the right side. of that defense by the Raiders, but he stopped pretty quickly. On maybe a yard-and-a-half gain.
A nice stop, number 75, Cooper Scott. Hold him up. Brings up 2nd and long, and if you're Navarre, you definitely want to keep Ozark in long yardage to get a first down. It helps them out a lot.
Keyshawn's going to fake the handoff and keep it himself, and he's breaking tackles. He got a flag on the play, but he's going to go in for the score if it stands. So that was about a 44-yard run, breaking 3 or 4 tackles. We'll see what the flag situation is going to be, Mark Kenny.
Yeah, I tell you what, about 8 or 9 yards into that play, he hit a whole nother gear, and he was a blur for like the next 10 yards. It may be a holding here on Carroll. I'm not sure where that came from, or a face mask. But, man, that was an exciting run by Keyshawn Cole.
Yeah, I thought they had him almost at the line of scrimmage, and he turned because he kind of stumbled a little bit on the last play, that same play that was going to run. But he kept his feet, and, man, just the touchdown is good. It's like this face mask against the Raiders, so, yeah, quick. But, you know, this is what we were anticipating, a lot of scoring, and, you know, the Eagles come back in great fashion and just did almost the same thing.
Yeah, that was very nicely done, and I'd like to see that clear to close replay again, because you're going to see that young man get in a different speed, as they say. He hit the afterburners, and there was nobody touching him.
We're at the Call Bob PAT. It was a low kick, but it's still going to be good. So we're going to have a tied ball game at 8:02. Let's watch this replay of Keyshawn breaking tackles and keeping his feet, and just a fantastic effort by him.
Right here, he just
there's
took off.
1, 2 missed tackles, and then there's where he just jets off and leads number 2 for Navarre. That is Connor Black, just kind of hanging out in the wind. But again, barely into this first quarter. 8:02 left till the first quarter ends, and we are at a tie ball game, 7-7 here in beautiful Ozark, Alabama, Matthews Stadium, home of the Eagles.
Yeah, Keyshawn did a great job there, and his lineman did a good job and wide receivers down the field for that to happen. But he's a senior this year and very relied on heavy. He's got a few offers, smaller schools, but hopefully, talking to Coach Plotz, that by the end of the year, his senior film will get him some bigger schools. But I can see why you were coach. I mean, he could be a defensive back. He could be a wide receiver with that speed and ability. He's going to be fun to watch tonight.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a giant, but he's 5'9", 165. So that's a good size. But you're right, for a wide receiver or even a running back, the way he run on that one, there's a lot of options for him. An athlete like that, you know, you don't want to be stuck in tunnel vision, just say, oh, I got to be a quarterback. You better leave your options open. Kick us off by number 18, Jacob Weaver.
Looked like number 5, Cordarius Lautner, who leads the team in tackles, tripped him up there. Did a great job. But again, Navarre starts off at very good field position, looks like about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, good kick there by, that was my fault on that, but it was Xenia Daniels to have the Raiders bring that back deep. So they will start on the 31-yard line, though.
Here you were seeing they're looking at the sideline. Coaches are telling them moving the running back on the other side. Probably going to run to the left now, looking at those numbers if they run the ball.
Yep, look like a little overload there. That's number 28. Good blocking, man. What a hole up there on the left side of that offensive line, doing a job. So that was a great run. That's number 28, Connor Matthews again. He is a hoss on that running back, but man, he had room for days over there.
He's very shifty. He doesn't like he has like top end speed, but in a small area, it looks like he's very hard to touch and bring down. He's very low to the ground too, so his center of gravity looks good. And tell you what, he's a good-looking running back.
So the Raiders with a 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. It's a fake quick pass, nice little safe pass, but that's going to get them about right at 7 yards. That was to number 8, Darius Cunningham, senior, 6'3", 180. Good size there. And he extended those arms and brought that ball in for a nice catch and nice gain.
Yeah, Carson Edwards with the tackle for Carroll High. Brings up about 2nd and 3. Nice first down for Navarre.
Man, hard running there. Again, that's number 28 again, Connor Matthews. And you see why he is, averaging 100-plus yards, 120-plus yards a game, because he is hard to bring down. He's going to get the first down all the way into Eagle territory at about the 36, 37-yard line, where the Raiders are on the move again. This may be big numbers tonight.
Yeah, they don't even huddle up. It's very fast-paced. A lot to get their defense set, then look to the sidelines. This offense is pretty impressive starting out this first quarter.
Handoff coming around right, and it is stuffed in the backfield. It's going to be a loss of 5, but there is a flag on the play.
I'd be shocked if he takes this. He may end up declining this because it was about a 5-6 yard loss.
Yeah, it was at least a 6-yard loss, so you might want to just take the down on this one. Let's go 2nd and 15 instead of moving them back even farther.
But they're going to take the penalty, looks like. And the defensive end there, number 8 did a great job of crashing down. I'm sorry, number 45 did a great job of crashing down, and the lineman tried to hold him up and help his running back, but it didn't help any. He still got to him for a loss.
So it's 1st and about 20 for the Raiders. Going back to Connor, and it is blown up by number 72. He shot the gap and got in there about the same time he was handed the ball, Mark.
Yeah, he did a great job of getting in that backfield and wreaking havoc. Kevontae Dickerson, a junior here at Carroll High, brings up 2nd even longer. So you're probably looking at about 23, 24 yards now for Navarre. Maybe the Carroll High coaches saw something on the first drive that they could slow them down a little bit, because they've done well on this drive. I think we got a legal substitution on.
Yeah, way before the snap here, so had to be something like that, either sideline or legal substitution. We're going to have a little talk with the coach.
A sideline warning.
Sideline.
Sideline warning against the Eagles. Sideline warning against the Eagles.
You get a warning the first time. After that, it's a 5-yard penalty. So you see the coaches there trying to make their case about how they're not interfering, but the referee thought different.
Carroll, going to put a little pressure, try to, on the quarterback, and he throws it and gets, I don't know, about 8, maybe 10, 12 yards. That is to Terrence Marshall. That's his favorite target there. And, a smart play, not try to get all of it back at one time. I mean, it's still 3rd and 13, but,
Yeah. And with the leg that we saw from the kicker, you ain't got to get much further to get a shot. But you're probably down in 4-down territory if you get close to the first down here, I would imagine. Nice 13-yard gain for Navarre.
Setting up the screen. Screen to Connor Matthews. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to get the first down to about the 21-yard line. Well designed play. Let the defensive come to you and then dump it over. You got blockers in front, and that's exactly executed that perfectly.
Yeah, they sure did. Nice play call from the coaching booth. Called Carroll off guard. And I tell you that Connor Matthews, he is very impressive how he runs behind his blockers. Nice first down.
Handoff again to Connor. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but drags 2 or 3 Eagles with him and able to pick up about 3 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 from right at the 20-yard line. Right.
Quay White there with the tackle, number 22. Brings up about 2nd and 7 here.
And we are right inside the Eagle Eye red zone. As a fake to Condor that time, and quarterback Hunter Fisher kept the ball, was able to gain, about another 4 or 5 yards. Not quite at the first down, but, man, very close. It's going to bring up a third and really short.
Kevontae Dickerson there with the tackle again, number 72. Very, very short, like it's less than a yard, or they may have gave it to him. Yeah, they did. They gave it to him. So it'll be 1st and 10, looks like from about the 13-yard line of Carroll.
Tell you what, this is a nice methodical drive there by the Raiders. Even when it's backed up, what was it, 2nd or 1st and 24 yards. They didn't panic.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's kind of impressed me as well. The quarterback and the tailback still seem calm. They really wasn't pressing anything, and they just made their plays, threw a nice little out, got 13 yards, did a little screen pass, got the first down, and you can tell this is a well-coached team, and it doesn't matter if they get penalized. They're not going to get down, it looks like.
2nd down from the 10. They can get a first down at about the 4-yard line, but they won't need that. So big Connor Matthews, the workhorse running back, this Raider team, just taking it on the right side. Kind of a little arm tackle. There wasn't a whole lot to touch him, but, 2:48 left in the first quarter. We got another score.
And again, he runs so low to the ground, and he's so shifty. Like you said, arm tackles are not going to work on him. He's a thick kid. He's only a junior, which is a good sign for Navarre next year.
Call by PAT up and good. Almost kicked it to the warning track on the PAT. So, 2:48 left in the first quarter. Got another Raider score, 14-7. So here's the clear to close replay, and yeah, not a whole lot of touching there on that. So, and you're right, Connor Matthews. I mean, he's 5'9", but he's 195. That's compact. That's you better hit him low, and arm tackles ain't gonna do a whole lot.
You're going to see guys tomorrow on the game. If you watch all the college football games tomorrow, their tailbacks are 195 to 205. So he's already got the bottom. He's just in 11th grade. Wow. Next year, you get him in the weight room, he'll probably be over 200 easy. And I wouldn't want to tackle him. I can tell you that.
Number 2 block, number 4 person back deep and receive the kickoff by number 13 down by the Raiders.
Number 13, Tyler Daniel, ready for the kick. Nice high kick again, right about the 10-yard line. Carroll's going to take it. That's number 4, Lakeith Pearson, breaking tackles. Not a bad little run back. I mean, that's 15, 16 yards. So Carroll High would take over at their own, looks like about the 17-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, I'm sorry, 22-yard line.
Yeah, Josh Wilson and Jacob Weaver there with the tackle. So, if you're Carroll, you're going back and doing what same thing you did before and put the ball in Keyshawn's hands and make things happen. He threw the ball well in a long 3rd down play. But, I mean, if you're Navarre, you really, I think, personally, you have to really stack the box. You don't want the ball in his hands because he's electric when he gets in the open field, that's for sure.
It's a nice little run by number 4. That's Lakeith Pearson. So, going to take it all the way down to about the 41-yard line. So that's about a 12-yard run. They spread it out, but he was able to get to the outside, and nobody set that outside. So I don't know where exactly the problem was there.
The linebackers went with Keyshawn, went with him, and he were out of position then. And Keyshawn had a good job of getting on the outside and getting that first down.
It looked like it's almost the same formation here, except for the opposite side of the field. Mr. Pearson's going to run it up the middle. He's going to get, still about a 4-yard, 3.5-yard gain. Good hard running there. So, and both teams are really mixing it up well, Mark. You got running and passing. You got outside. You got inside. Seeing a screen. So, both of them are not, confining themselves to one scheme. They're just kind of mixing it up a little bit.
They're keeping the defense honest by running it up the middle and pitching it on the outside. Nice tackle there by Vinny Viano, who came in and made the initial play. And
Got a pass there, had a man open. That was number 2, Peyton Plott. He had at least 2 steps, just overthrown a little bit by Keyshawn Cole.
He made the right call because the linebacker was in the backfield quick. Nice pickup by number 4 there. McKeith Person picking the defender up and giving Keyshawn time to throw, and he barely overthrew him. 2-3 yards.
But I think you're right. That pressure, it rushed him just a little bit. I don't think he had time to set. He kind of sidearmed it in a hurry a little bit, so that kind of threw his rhythm off a little bit. But still, that's good. That's a good play call, I believe. So 3rd down and 7.
Looks like we're going to 4 wide here.
Will be an option. Pitch back number 4. He tries to cut it back. That's a Keith Pearson, but he was cut off. That was well defended. You know, it's going to be an option play for the quarterback to either keep it or toss it, and he tossed it, but there was way too many Raiders. So he tried to cut back from another field, but that didn't work either.
Yeah, one of the leaders of the defense, of this Navarre defense, is Andre Pearson. He was in the backfield quick on that. Get our first punt of the night. Looks like we got number 7 from Navarre, Nate Hansen, with the return also. Looks like number 8, Darius Cunningham, back for Navarre. Nice defensive stop, though, for Navarre.
Low snap, but he was able to handle it. Not a very good kick, maybe to get a good bounce. No, it kind of set down like a 9-iron, pitching wedge. Actually got a Raider roll, so they're going to take over at about the 44-yard line. Eagles going to need to make a defensive stop, just like the Raiders did here, because, again, we see them how quick they can score.
They're impressive, I tell you what. They're very balanced. And again, the thing that impresses me the most so far is they just seem so smooth. They're not high jumping up and down after a play, you know, flexing and making comments. They get back up, hand the umpire the ball, walk in the huddle, do it again. And very well coached and seem very even keel. So it's not really a good play, a bad play. That's just does a really good job. So, but you're right, Carroll better do something here, because getting behind 2 scores this early in the ball game, there's only 51 seconds left, as you guys can see on the clock. But it's going to be hard to come back if Carroll doesn't make some stops here. Those who want to know, it is homecoming tonight here in Carroll High. So and we are fortunate to have the grill right beside us, which will make us hungry the whole game.
I know. Sure smells good. Navarre's going to hand it off again to number 7. That's Connor Matthews. He went to the left side and found a hole on the right side. And he's going to be in for a quick score. 1 handoff, 1 score. And I hope we see the replay here. The blocking from the right side of that Raiders O-line was incredible. Again, he wasn't touched till he got to about 10, well, to the goal line.
Yeah, he did a great job of cutting outside and really outran the guys because they had an angle on him. But he did a great job of getting down there and showing some breakaway speed there at the end. And he is going to be a good-looking recruit next year as a senior if he continues this, because he's probably pretty close to over 100 yards here in the first quarter alone with that run, because that was about 55 yards right there.
All right, we're going to have a replay right here. Watch this replay on here. Watch the blocking. We got offsides on the Carroll. So they're going to redo that kick. It's going to make it a little closer, which ain't going to make no difference. But we are at the call by PAT with 40 seconds left in this first quarter. The Raider attack, just on fire offense, scoring 21 points in the first quarter. And they ain't neither one of them drives except for that last drive. I mean, it was like, what, 6, 7 plays? But the other one's 3 plays. This was 1 play.
Yeah, that was very impressive by Navarre.
Number 13, Tyler Donnell, the kicker for the Raiders, with the kick, and it's up. And it is good. So, again, with 40 seconds, 21-7 Eagles. Here's the clear to close replay on that last touchdown. So it goes first left, and then you got the pulling guards there, and he cuts back. And see the blocking there, downfield. And then again, he was not touched, so until he got right there about the 4-yard line. So again, good job. Got to give props to the Navarre offensive line for doing their job for sure.
And they look good. So far, they look very balanced, throwing the ball, rushing the ball. And Connor, as the number stated before, he's very hard to tackle, and he's showing that tonight and giving Carroll all they want. But this is, I would say, I don't want to say it's a must drive. Coming in here with, 40 seconds left, but this is pretty much a must drive. I would not want to get 3 scores down behind this team that quick, because they've pretty much controlled the ball every time they've got it. And it's going to be one of those fast-paced games, and you're going to need to stay closer. This could get away in a hurry.
Absolutely, and they got to have such confidence on scoring that first down from 24 yards out. I mean, that just gives you the confidence that even when you're in a hole, you're like, hey, we did it last time, we can do it again. A little bit shorter kick this time, taking it to 25. So that's number 2, Peyton Plott. Makes a nice little cut back in the middle. He's going to get it down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice tackle there by number 12, Brandon Estrada. He's quick, number 2 there, Plott. He going east and west, and I'm thinking he need to be going north and south, and buddy, when he did, he got 15 in a hurry. Out to about a little over the 41-yard line here with 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. Exciting first half so far with combined 28 points here in the first quarter. This keeps up. He'll be over combined 100 points.
Absolutely. And Carroll absolutely have the athletes and the players to keep up with Navarre. They just, like you said, they can't get too far behind. Then they're going to start pressing. And then, making mistakes. That's what happens when you start to press. You make mistakes. You jumping off sides, or you throw possibility of a turnover.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That was a muffed handoff. Keyshawn was trying to hand it off to number 4, Lakeith Pearson, and it just was bobbled. And the Raiders were right there to recover the fumble, so they will have great field position at the Ozark Eagles 35-yard line with 24 seconds left in this first quarter, and that is not what they needed, Mark Keeney.
No, they, our man, though, Vinny Villanova, with the recovery, I'm going to have to go with my cousin Vinny all night if he keeps doing that, because he's making plays everywhere. Very short field here for Navarre with 24 seconds to go. Not what Carroll needed. They need to stop them here for sure.
Another good run by Connor. He is going to get a first down almost. We do have a flag on the play. So it may be a holding out there a little bit. He's got to block it in the back by the Raiders, so that was helping to free Connor, and I really don't think they needed to do that because I think it's going to get close to a first down. It's not a first down there anyway, but hey, good for the Eagles.
A normal situation like that, the defensive back gets around the wide receiver, and the wide receiver's trying to make that block and gets a shove, and like you said, I mean, it's still 2nd and 9, so it was way on down the line. This may end up being the last play here with the clock running with about 5 seconds left.
Handoff to Connor Matthews. He is brought down with about a 2-yard gain, so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back for the second quarter. Come back with us. Welcome back to Ozark, Alabama, Carroll High School. We had a just nice drone shot, so we're going to start the second quarter here with Navarre Raiders, scoring 3 touchdowns in the first quarter and moving the ball after a fumble recovery down to about the 25-yard line of the Eagles.
Yeah, nice. driving the ball there. He got down about 2 yards short of the first down, but kept pushing those legs and got some help from his lineman and ended up getting the first down, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Navarre.
Yeah, I am Philip Gilly along with Mark Kenney. We appreciate you being with us this ball game. Beautiful weather. Again, high-powered offense. So Raiders are moving the ball again. Ozark really, really needs to make a stop here, at least a field goal. It's a nice tackle there. There was a designed quarterback run by number 11, Hunter Pfister.
Yeah, nice tackle by number 8 for Carroll High. Demaria Carter brings up, looks like about 2nd and 6. Pfister just pretty much running behind Matthews there with the lead block to get 4 yards on that first down.
Man in motion, and he was the lead blocker out there, and he kind of, blocked a little bit, and Matthews was able to get out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play. I think that's going to come back.
I think Brandon Brown, number 87, had a hold of the guy on the end there. Let Connor get to the edge.
Yeah, they put him in motion and got him on the edge out there to try to seal that edge, so give him, a block to able to bust it around the end there, but he kind of dragged his man down with him, had two handsy there.
It was looking to bring up, looks like about 2nd and 15 for Navarre. Again, this is a big series for Carroll High here to not get behind too much too fast, which Carroll has the ability to score fast themselves. But it's going to be hard on them if they get too far out.
Pfister looking downfield, and he's hit as he threw the ball. So great pressure in the backfield there. I mean, he didn't have time. It was a long developing play. They was going to go deep, but the Eagles were able to get that and bust that one up.
And Shantavius Stewart, number 54, did a great job of getting the backfield and actually hit Pfister whenever he released the ball. And nice job of making it 3rd long here. This is pretty close to being a must, and Connor's out of the game, so that's a good sign if you're Carroll.
Pfister rolling to his left, throwing back to his right. Got a block down there, downfield. Got a tackle, and it's going to be short of a first down marker, but there is a yellow flag again. It looks like in a place it'd be holding again.
Yeah, it sure was. Nice play call, though, again. They take the quarterback and roll him back to the left. And did a screen back to the right, caught Carroll off guard, but one of the linemen, again, get a little too handsy. I don't even think it was a must that he had to do that. He had plenty of room, but the lineman's just trying to do his job and trying to make the play there. It's going to bring up probably 3rd and 25 here.
Yeah, I agree with you. From where the flag was thrown, it wasn't even close to it. Well, it was a little bit close, but it was something that was an unforced error. So they shouldn't have done that, and because it would have really made no difference in the play.
Right.
And that was almost going to be a first down. I mean, he was tackled, right at the first down marker. Great opportunity right here for Ozark to stop Navarre out of field goal range. Nice gang tackling there. That ball was given off to Connor Matthews. Great teamwork there. They held him up, and they was just Eagles everywhere.
Yeah, great stop there. Brings up 4th down. I would expect a punt here from Navarre. So far, they're not, though. And now they're going to make it the last minute. Maybe try to keep Carroll High's defense out on the field without switching it up here. If there's punters, anything like their field goal kicker, I'm expecting this to be pretty good.
In fact, this is the same one. That's number 13. Tyler Donnell does the kickoff and he does the punting. But you're right. I think with a 2-touchdown lead, they want to try to pin him down, but it was a off the side of the foot kick, so it's going to be pretty good field position considering for the Eagles.
Yeah, after the turnover, the fumble for Carroll High to hold them there, I think was necessary for them to do that, to stay in this ball game. Now Keyshawn Cole needs to forget about that last play, get back out, get that offense moving, put some points on the board. Here with about 9:08 left to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Plenty of time. You know, a nice sustained drive here would be nice there, but, you know, quick score. But I think if they can just drive it and run some time off the clock, keep that, you know, defense of Navarre out on the field, I think it would be a lot better than a quick strike, in my opinion. Got trips to the near side, single man on the far side. Lakeith Pearson has been in the backfield the whole game, and he's going to get the handoff, and he is going to get outside. Got nice blocking downfield, but number 5, he cuts back. Super gain, going to get out to the 39-yard line for about a 15-yard gain.
A nice tackle there by number 64 for Navarre, Ezekiel Gasca. Nice tackle. Open field. That's a good start here for Carroll High in this drive.
Yeah, super downfield blocking by the Eagles really gave Lakeith some room to run.
I don't think they have the sticks lined up right. I think they're fixing the sticks on the other side over there.
Both teams still have all 3 of their timeouts left. He's going to fake it to Lakeith, and he's going to try to keep it. Keyshawn Cole, and I think the Raiders are going to be keying on him all night. I'm sure they watch film.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by number 54 for Navarre, Ron Strom, but I think he was trying to go out to the wide receiver on Potts, but Potts wasn't looking at him, so he had to bring it down and try to make something happen. Actually lost a few yards there on the play, but Potts was thinking more of a run. He wasn't looking for the ball. Probably an RPO there that the quarterback has to call at the snap, and everybody wasn't on the same page.
It's going to bring up 2nd and 9.5 for the Eagles. Keyshawn looking way downfield. He's got a man open in the middle, wide open. That's number 5, Quatarius Leitner. And wow, that's a coach's nightmare there, because he was nobody around.
He would still be running for sure.
He was.
No doubt. Had the first down and then some, maybe even a touchdown. There was 2 defensive backs back for Navarre, but nobody was on number 5.
That's the old saying, he was too wide open.
Yeah. Hit him in the worst spot, right in the hands, as they say. Probably so open he was looking for green grass, was my guess. Just didn't see it all the way in. Brings up 3rd and about 9 here for Carroll High.
Sean looking to pass. Going to go way downfield. Got a man open. He's beat, and he's going to catch it. Absolutely gorgeous pass down to the 21-yard line. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, nice over-the-shoulder catch there by number 17. Great job by Carson Edwards, number 3. Impressive. Walking off with a little bit of a limp here, but hopefully that's just maybe he got a stinger when he hit the ground, but very nice catch.
And that is a couple times that the Eagles has been able to get some room between the defenders, the Raiders defenders, and them. I mean, it got overthrown on the opposite side of the field, but this was right on the money.
Yeah, nice comeback there by Keyshawn with a nice throw. It's easy to get down on yourself when your receiver misses the ball like that, and he came back and made a beautiful throw for the first down.
Got pressure all day. They brought several. Going to be able to get them for a loss. The Eagles going to lose probably 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, Josh Wilson came on a blitz, caught Keyshawn by surprise. Ended up losing almost 10 yards. So it looked like it was about 2nd and 19 here for Carroll.
6:22 and counting till halftime, 21-7. Navarre Raiders up on the Ozark Eagles. Going to be a quick little pass out there, but he didn't have any help blocking, so Peyton Plott's going to be right back to the line of scrimmage. You know, it's good design play, but he didn't have enough blockers for enough defenders.
Yeah, Josh Wilson again, back-to-back plays. He blitzed and got the touchdown, then actually got to the sidelines and made the tackle there. Brings up an extremely long third down for Carroll High. Probably, yeah, we'll take a timeout and talk about this. You know, if you're Carroll, I'm thinking you're not wanting everything here to have one get, so you're probably got 2 downs to play here, get 10 maybe yards, 12 yards, and give yourself a decent chance. For what we've seen on the extra points and kickoffs, I don't think they've got a field goal kicker that can kick it that far. That's very normal in high school. They don't have kids that can kick it that far in high school, but, you know, I would expect them to be in 4-down territory and try to get something back here to make the 4th down a reasonable chance, because if it's 4th and 20, that's going to be tough on Carroll.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Going to be tough. Yeah, I mean, if the shot is there, take it. But if not, he needs to check off. And need to have, if you're going to go deep and take some defenders with you, safety with you, whatever, that mid route where number 5 dropped, it might not be another good play to call right there, because I don't know how he got that wide open, but it might happen again.
And if you're Navarre, do you put pressure on Keyshawn, make something quick? If you don't get him, though, he's going to hurt you with his feet. Or do you sit back and drop 8 and make him try to pick you apart? You know, pick your poison. I'm not sure what you want to do if you're a Navarre coach. It'll be interesting to see what they do. They play a 3-4 defense, and then to rotate the linebackers, and number 15, he comes in on the side. He got the tackle on there, but you'll see the 3 linemen there on the screen, and then 4 linebackers behind them. And they're going, looks like 4 wide here for Carroll High.
Yeah, we haven't seen Keyshawn roll out and throw the ball, but might not be a bad idea to get away from that pressure. He's got time now, but he's going to be caught, and the ball's going to come out. And I believe it's going to be recovered again by the Raiders. So he got slung around a little bit, and the ball was out. You know, he did secure the ball, so it's come out. So that's a bad disappointment for the Eagles, because there was possibility of getting some points there before the end of the half.
And Ezekiel Gasca ended up causing the fumble. You'll see here on the clear close replay, he gets it on Keyshawn. And he was kind of looking, but then he comes in and kind of gets the arm and snatches him right there, makes the play. And there's our guy again, Vinny Villanova, with his 2nd fumble recovery tonight. For Navarre, brings up 1st and 10 from about their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, Mr. Vinny, he was a player of the game last week, and I believe he's going to get another one of those this week. Pfister's going to keep it after faking the handoff to Connor Matthews, and he's going to drive the whole pile about 4 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and about 6, 5:21 left here in this halftime. I think it would be essential again for the Eagles to stop the Raiders again. If they get a score going into the locker room, making it 28-7. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm expecting to slow the clock down here if you're Navarre, run the ball and try to hopefully lead into the.
Pfister with a quick throw out to number 1, Terrence Marshall. He's going to tiptoe down the sideline, get a 1st down. Like he stepped out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
Well, number 4, Lakeith Person with the push out there. On Terrence. Terrence is Pfister's favorite target on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, the Raiders going NASCAR on the offense fast. Had a man in the backfield, he missed, but the 2nd man was able to get him for about a 2-yard loss. It's going to be taken down right at the 50-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and about 12. Nice penetration there by the Eagles on defense.
Yeah, the first guy didn't bring him down, but number 50 right there in the middle of your screen made the tackle. Robert Creech made the play for him. Brings up 2nd and 12. I didn't see the number of the guy that broke through the backfield, but he held him up enough time to get him there. But again, Connor again making that first guy miss, which he's done just about all night.
Another quick pass had a man wide open, and he's trying to run before he got the ball. That was his favorite receiver again, Terrence Marshall. Would have picked up about 5 or 6. I mean, the Carroll High defender was there, but still, it was already a 5-yard gain. But he was wanting to run before he caught it down.
Yeah, you can see where they're really giving him some space. 10 yards, 8 to 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. That speed is concerning to the Carroll High.
As the Raiders look to the sideline, it is 3rd and 13, 4:03 left before the half. 3rd and 12. Foster looking down, has nobody. He's going to tuck it and run. He's going to get down to about the 36-yard line. That's going to be...
It's like for a first down.
First down, yes, sir. It's going to move the chains.
Made a great decision there. Looked out. His wide receivers had gone down the field. A lot of space on the left. Took it and ran. Very smart play.
Yeah, you can tell he's been there, done that. He's senior, so ain't his first rodeo. He is cool, calm, and collected back there in that backfield. Handoff to Connor Matthews. He's going to drag a couple of Eagles, but it's going to get almost 5-yard line, 5 yards. Rather, it's going to be 2nd and 6. A long 6.
Yeah, number 22 with the tackle there. Quay White brings up 2nd and 6 here with 3:21 to go, the second quarter. Navarre's not wanting to hurry up too much. They'd like to score with as little time on the clock here, I was imagine.
Handoff to Connor Matthews, going over the right side of that O-line. Going to get down almost to a first down. It's going to be a yard or so short. So let's bring up 3rd and, a long 2.
Yeah, nice job to Navarre Walker there. Connor there's coming up with a little bit of a limp. That's not a good sign if you're Navarre. But Jacob Walsh and Drew King and Cam Pollard, they're doing a great job of controlling that line and making things happen for Navarre. Looks like they see something on the right side they like.
Going to be a handoff. Left side is going to get the first down and more. That's number 25, Andre Spence, with a nice run as well. It seems like all the Raiders are hard to tackle.
Built a lot alike, that's for sure. Small and compact. And he's a 11th grader as well. He's also a middle linebacker, so he's 204. He's a load to bring down.
The Raiders content just to pound the ball, fake the handoff. Pfister's going to be stopped for a loss of about 1 or maybe 2. It's going to be 2nd down. 1:46 left to the halftime.
See number 54 on your screen there. He's bouncing and walking. He enjoyed that play. Nice tackle by Shantavius Stewart. Brings up 2nd and long. But you're for too long. If you're Carroll, you got to be thinking maybe timeout. You got all 3. Can't take them with you. If they don't get much yardage, and I'm thinking if you're Carroll, I would be loading the box up and double teaming Terrence Marshall and then making somebody else beat me.
Navarre with that number 87 in motion is going to hand it off to number 25. He's going to cut around on the outside, find a little room there. So he's going to pick up another probably 10 yards almost. Going to make it 3rd and about 4.
Kadarius Leiter with the tackle. He's a young man earlier who accidentally dropped that ball right in his hands, came back with a nice touchdown saving tackle. But I tell you what, Navarre has 2 very impressive running backs they can give the ball to and get yardage. And then you throw Pfister in the mix, you really got 3 who can make things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not good for the Eagles. Again, Andre Spence with 2 really nice runs. He's 5'11", 204, as Mark said, and So both him and Connor, you know, both compact, bulky, hard to bring down, can't arm tackles. You got to put your shoulder pad on them, you know, wrap them up.
And the line for Navarre has done a phenomenal job of controlling, you know, the trench. You'll hear coaches talk about whoever wins the trench between the offensive line and the defensive line really dictate the game. And so far, Navarre in the first half, they have done a great job against Carroll. Carroll's broke through, got a couple plays, but for the most part, they've ran it as they wanted to. They may have thrown 5 to 6 passes. If not, they're running all the others and making things happen. And inside the Eagle Eye red zone right here with 52 seconds left to go on the clock.
Okay, it's going to be a wildcat to Andre, and he's going to pick up maybe close to the first down. Let's see what the spot is.
I think he did.
Yep. He's going to move the chain, so Andre Spence with a little wildcat, direct snap to him, and all he does is kind of bides his time, look for a hole, and shoot in the gap. And that's what he did, was able to pick up the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 in the Eagle Eye red zone from about the 8-yard line for the Raiders. Red hot Raiders. I mean, they're going another wildcat to Andre. He finds another hole. He gets down to about the 1-yard line or maybe the half-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal to go.
I think Navarre's got a timeout here with 16 seconds left. You know, there I was going to say, I think when the coaches go back and look at that, they let about 25 or 30 seconds off the clock in between that play. But down to the 1-yard line, and imagine you're probably going to see the same play you just saw too. Line him up in the wildcat and run it with Andre Spence, because they haven't stopped him yet. And I think that Navarre has one more timeout left. So if he doesn't get it, they can call another timeout after this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't see why they wouldn't run that play. It's worked twice, and it gives him a lot of options. You know, he can run left, he can run right. You know, you can see him. He's got his eyes open. He's got good vision downfield, you know, trying to hit those holes. So he's done a great job. So you really can't stack either one side of the line or at the center or the other.
Yeah, they're doing a good job tonight controlling the line and getting down to that line of scrimmage. Quarterback, the line is, you know, I can't speak volumes enough. You know, a lot of coaches, they call them the big uglies, the big boys that, you know, they're not pretty, but you know what? They win ball games. And Navarre's done a phenomenal job of coaching them and making moves, and the running backs do a good job of reading their blocks. Phenomenal job tonight.
Like Connor Matthews is back in the backfield, so we got 2 running backs in the backfield. Andre and Connor, and there's a snap to Andre, follows his blocks, and he scores easily with 8 seconds left before the half. The Raiders taking a commanding lead. Right now it's 27-7, but after this call by PAT, I imagine it's going to be 28-7, and the Eagles are not going to have any time to do anything for the half, so they're going to have to go to the locker room and regroup and try to find a way to stop this red-hot Raider offense.
Yeah, they've had a couple chances to stay in this. It probably should be 28-14, but now they have helped Navarre with a couple big turnovers on fumbles and give them short fields. But Carroll High does get the ball to start off the second half. They can come back and make this a 2-possession game. You're going to see clear-to-close replay just following right behind Connor Matthews, 28 on his block. And nothing they could do about that. Now, I was watching back in the day when Tim Tebow came along, and they were trying to wonder why he does so well on those Wildcats. And the defensive coaches says because normally on a running play, they have nobody that is focused on the quarterback. So they didn't know how to address going after the quarterback because they were all worried about the other 10 players. And then when you have 10 players blocking for that one, makes them a little bit more advantageous and being able to make plays. And he was such a hard runner anyway. And on that play, we've seen all night, 4 or 5 yards was his shortest run that he got off that. And they're impressive on that short yard situation.
Yep. And, you know, if you can run that, you also give Connor, you know, Matthews a chance to get on the sideline and rest a little bit because, like you said, he's got to have 140, 150 yards this guy already in this first half.
And they're both juniors. I know if the coach is liking that, coming back next year.
Kicker, number 13, Tyler Donnell, is going to kick it short. Little pooch kick. Was bobbled a little bit, but we'll wait and see who gets it back. The Raiders keep pointing their way.
And Navarre's thinking they got it.
And if they get it, they're going to definitely take a shot with 4 seconds left on the clock.
Now it looks like number 16 there for Carroll High. Zach Stevens, 9th grader here at Carroll High, came up with the ball. 4 seconds. Probably get it in Lakeith Person's hands, or Peyton Plott's hands, or make Keyshawn. If you're Navarre, you're probably going to be 30 yards back from the line of scrimmage. Keep everything in front of you. But you don't want to do anything foolish if you're Carroll High and it's 35-7. So got to be careful, but yet be a little aggressive if you can.
Yeah, I would just go and tell Keyshawn, if it's there, something wide open there, take it, run it. If not, just eat it and let's get out of here and kind of regroup at halftime. It's going to be a little quick pass out to number 2. That's Peyton Plott. And he looks for some room. He's got some blockers downfield. He's getting down to about the 30, about the 20-yard line, but he will be brought down about the 20. But made it exciting there into the second quarter, though. Man, I was hoping for a score there, Mark. That would have been amazing. So, but anyway, so it is going to be halftime. What's your thoughts on what Ozark needs to do to reel this back in a little bit, Mark?
Well, I think when they get the ball security, their 2 turnovers they had were huge in this game so far. You're looking at the Ridgecrest zone here, here at Carroll High. Beautiful stadium. They're going to get the ball coming back in the second half. They need to go down and put points on the board. And then at the defense, you're going to have to control Connor Matthews as much as you can. He has pretty much done as he wanted to. But, you got to stop him if you want to have a chance, and offense put points on the board. That's the way you look at it. I mean, make good plays on defense and do your job. Guys, y'all come back, get something to eat. 28-7 here. Navarre, come back and see us.
escorted by her brother, Nathan. Pet pro attendant, Miss Juliet Eagle. Miss Madison Lassiter. Madison is being escorted by her father, Josh Lassiter. Pet pro attendant, Miss Madison Lassiter. Miss Amara Smith. Amara is escorted by her mother, Davon Johnson. Pet pro attendant, Miss Amara Smith. Junior attendants are Miss
All right, welcome again back to Ozark, Alabama, Matthews Stadium, home of the Eagles. We appreciate you being with us. From Philip Gilly along with Mark Kinney, and we've had an exciting first half. The Raiders took advantage of a couple of turnovers by the Eagles, capitalized on those, and then drove the ball. Played good defense. So they're up 28-7 right now. So we was just talking at the break and kind of talking about what the Eagles need to do. And like you said, they, for one, keep possession of the ball. That's important. Also, they're going to have to make some drives, significant drives, and put some points on the board and try to stop this Raider offense. So you can see by some of the replays here, there's Connor Matthews breaking us that nice throw there by Keyshawn Cole. And then that's the running back for Navarre that came in and did such a great job, Andre Spence. So kind of gave Matthew a little breather. But the Eagles going to get the ball back, so they need to make a move here, Mark.
Yeah, it's a necessity that they put points on the board here and hold them. They cannot let them get out to about 3 or 4 touchdown lead. This is a huge drive for Carroll to start the second half. Keyshawn just needs to play under control. Don't turn the ball over, make things happen. The first job, put points on the board, and defense come do their part.
Tell you what, we have been blessed with beautiful weather. It's nice and cool up here. We're calling the ball game from. So Ozark, we're going to bring the ball out to about the 26-yard line. Nice little return there. So that's where the offense for the Eagles will take over, and hopefully Keyshawn Cole, Peyton Plott can make some magic happen here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Jacob Weaver with the tackle here. Keyshawn, a lot of times they get behind the sticks with some penalties, and Navarre made a great job of stopping him. They spread him out a few times and then tried to run the ball, and Navarre did a great job of containing him and a key person in the backfield, number 4. And hopefully that they can get going here in the second half for Ozark.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Plott had a lot to say to the players and adjustments and try to get them motivated and get this offense on the move. There's a handoff, number 4, Lakeith Pearson, going to have a fairly nice game. Like he's going to get out to about the 31-yard line, so that's a nice pickup of at least 5.
A tackle by Andre Pierce there. He was the one who made the last touchdown for Navarre. He's also the middle linebacker, so he plays on both sides of the ball. He did a phenomenal job on the open field tackle.
The Raiders were able to put some pressure on Keyshawn. Don't know if they're going to do it again. And there's another drop ball. He was able to go back and pick it up, but that's going to give the Raiders defense time to stop him in the backfield. So it's going to be a loss back to about the 30-yard line.
A lot of times you're going to see the quarterback and Keyshawn here. I think he's just trying to do too much. He's trying to hang, wait, and then he's waiting too long, and then trying to pull it back and drop it. That's the 3rd time he's fumbled the ball, and he cannot do that if they expect for Ozark to win this ball game. He needs to have better ball security for Ozark.
Ozark going with an empty backfield. Got quads out on the far side and a single on the near side. With 3rd and 8. Navarre rushing 3. tried a little slant on the inside, tried to spread everybody out, get all the defensive backs and all spread out to the wide side of each field, and then throw that slant to the middle. But they were not getting any of that. So that was number 2, Peyton Plott, with maybe 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th down and a punting situation there for the Eagles.
And nice tackle by number 50, Braxton Barr there. Not quite sure what Ozark's looking at. They threw into a double team on a screen and really weren't going to have a chance there. I was hoping they were going to go back to the opposite side, let one of those guys get a little one-on-one and maybe make a play here, but didn't come out and do like they wanted to there to start the second half, and going to put their defense in a bind here. They need to make a play.
Navarre's Terrence Marshall and Connor Black waiting for the punt. It's a little off the side of the foot. Punt's going to get a little bit of help for the Eagles, but it's going to go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of the Raiders, where they'll take over on offense with 9:31 in the third quarter. So defense, you know, and I don't know if Ozark needs to try to put some pressure on Pfister, or you know, he's a senior, so he's been there, done that, and he's so calm and cool, and collected back there in that backfield. He seemed like he don't make a whole lot of mistakes, Mark.
You know, I think if I'm the Carroll High defensive coordinator, I'm loading the box up and double teaming now. It looks like they've got Peyton Potts out there, number 1, with Terrence Marshall, who's their number 1 receiver. I would load the box up and do what you can to kind of prevent Connor from controlling the game, because looks like we got a flag here, though.
That's a fake to Connor Matthews, and quarterback Pfister's going to keep it, but look like it's going to be a hold. It is a hold, another one, and that's probably about the 4th one there on the Raiders. So that's a issue that the coach is going to have to address with that. But it's going to back them up, so it's going to be 1st and 20.
And the bad part about it is where the hold occurred, the play was 20 yards to the left of it. It was nowhere near where the ball was, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. It looked like maybe the tight end was looking back at the official. I don't know if he was talking to him or what, but it was somebody on the right side of that line had a hold of a Ozark defender with the hold. Brings up 1st and long. Score here for folks in the Dothan area. Dothan's up 28-0 at halftime over Smith Station.
Another handoff to Connor Matthews, going on the right side of that O-line. Able to get back probably about 6 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 13, almost 14 yards for the Raiders.
Jaden McLeod in the stop there. Coach you see on the screen there is Jay Walls. He's the head coach for Navarre. Done a phenomenal job of having this team ready for tonight's matchup.
Nice stop there for the defense of the Carroll High Eagles. Going to stop Matthews, picking up about maybe 3, get back to the original line of scrimmage, making it 3rd and 10.
Ozark's done a phenomenal job of making some changes at halftime of containing Connor. Brings up 3rd and 10. From Carroll High, I'm looking for a screen. They had a couple of screens to the wide receiver and also to Connor Matthews for a 1st down.
Yeah, those quick little pass to the outside by Pfister's has worked as well. So they're playing way off number 1 again, Terrence Marshall, as they have been all night. But Pfister's looking downfield, got a man open, and it is Terrence Marshall, but he was not able to hold on to great defense by number 5. That's that Quadavis Leitner there. He was a bang play.
Yeah, nice play by Leitner making contact with him. Terrence probably, if you ask him, should have had it. Hit him right in the hands. A little bit behind him, but good throw by Foster. Brings up 4th down. Looks like they're going to be punting it.
A great stop by the Eagles. Leading all there at 7:38. That first half was fast, wasn't it, Mark?
Hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Looks like we may have a sideline warning here on Navarre.
Yeah, that first half was quick. So, and if you're the Eagles, you don't want it to be quick now. So again, you're 28-7, 7:38 left in the third quarter. Needing a couple scores at least. You know, they're gonna have to at least get one touchdown this quarter.
Yeah, they're going to need to make some plays, and kind of I would spread the ball out a little bit more. Use your wide receiver screens, and they're really focusing in on Peyton Potts. I'd probably go to another guy. And the special teams on both teams tonight has not been very strong on punting. But you're going to get a flag here from Carroll High for no reason whatsoever, and right in the middle of the field. I think it's number 22. You'll see his players talking to him right there. Just not a smart play at all. Quay White. Ball was nowhere to swing. He shoved a Navarre player in the back. He's going to get 15 yards now from the kick, so it'll be probably back to the 20-yard line.
And that's the kind of thing as a coach just drive you crazy, especially when you're down 3 scores and you need every advantage that you can get. So field position, is a huge part of that, having an advantage. So when things like that happen, that just makes no sense. You just losing the lack of concentration, let your emotions take you over, drives coaches. It would drive me crazy.
Yeah, you saw his own teammates were trying to, console him and trying to get him to calm down, and he shoved one of them. So I imagine he's getting talked to on the sideline right now about controlling your emotions, because you can't let it get the best of you, even though you're down 21 points. A touchdown here puts you in two possession game, and Carroll High is by no means out of it.
Yeah, let's put them back to the 25-yard line, the own 25-yard line. Keyshawn looking to the outside. Nobody open. He finds number 2, Peyton Plott, just kind of hanging out in open space there. He breaks a tackle, cuts back, makes a spin, gets down to 10, still on his feet. Still on his
wow.
feet. Going to be a touchdown.
Wow.
Man, that was some amazing run by Mr. Plott there. I mean, wow, that's a highlight reel right there I'm talking about.
I don't know if we have a vote on play of the week, but I'm going to tell you who my vote is. Wow, what a play by Peyton Plott. I mean, I think he made 5 or 6 guys miss and did 2 or 3 pirouettes and broke the tackle right at the goal line, falling in. Nice play. And the best part of it, I know the dad's happy. He's the head coach.
Oh, absolutely he's happy. Yeah, that was a dun-dun-dun play right there. I'm talking about ESPN. That was absolutely amazing. Just never give up, keep them legs kicking and churning. So we got the call by PAT, and that is just what the Eagles needed. So it was a bad snap. Number 1, Keyshawn Cole tried to make the best of it and get away, but it was just a bad snap on there. So yeah, this replay's got to be amazing. I had to get a clip of this, put it on my phone or something, because you just got to give him props. I mean, it was all Peyton Plott as well. I mean, kind of got in between, got open. There's 1 miss. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 Raiders had a chance to bring him down, and he just would not be denied. I tell you what, give that man, something, an award of some sort, because that was an amazing play. So that gets the score 28-13 with 7:05. That ought to fire up the Eagles and get them. I wish they could have got the PAT, but that's got to fire up your sideline and your fan base.
Yeah, and the best thing about it was it took like 15 seconds off the clock. So now, if you can make a stop again and score quick again, and I think if you're Coach Potts, you want to make this a 1-possession game by the time it gets to the 4th quarter and see what both teams can do. So far on defense, first possession for Navarre, Carroll did a great job of stopping for Connor Matthews. They're going to have to continue to do that this half, because he is the bell cow for them. He makes things happen. Great job there by Peyton Potts. Wow, what a play.
Taken by Terrence Marshall at about the 10-yard line. He's looking for blockers up the middle. He found some. Nice return out to about the 32-yard line, where the Raiders will take over on offense after that amazing play. See if they can calm down and do their offensive thing. But then again, like we said, the Eagles made a great stop, need another great stop. Man, if they could get another score here before the end of the 3rd quarter, a whole different ball game and a whole different mindset as well.
Yeah, Quadarius Leitner there with play number 5. One of the safeties. It looks like Peyton Potts is back out on the field. He's a defensive back here on the short side of the field.
The Eagles going to bring pressure. They blitz. It's picked up fairly well, so Connor Matthews is going to push his way down to, about the 36-yard line. Where to be 2nd and 6, long 6.
Yeah, Quay White there, the young man that got the penalty that, thank goodness, it didn't hurt Carroll High on the last possession with a nice tackle there. Looks like he's playing the middle linebacker position tonight for Carroll High, so he's going to be much needed here in the third and fourth quarter. Stop Connor Matthews.
Nice tackle there. It's going to bring him down right for no gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 6. And you're right, they are loading the box up more. I mean, there was 6 guys on the front line right there. So, they're not going to let Connor Matthews be the one that beats them, I don't think, in the second half.
No, number 72 there, Cavante Dickerson, did a great job pursuing the ball from behind. Like you said, the 6 guys kind of boxed him in, and number 72 came from behind and made the tackle. Brings up 3rd and long.
Pfister's looking downfield. He's got a man open if he gets him, and it is caught. Looks like it is caught. Man, that's about a 40-yard play. That was Terrence Marshall, who's dropped a couple passes, but that one was laid in there like you run out there and give it to him.
Yeah, nice throw and catch there. Not sure Carroll High for some reason think there's a flag, or they were going back the other way for some reason.
That's going to put the ball all the way down to about the 18-yard line inside the Eagle Eye red zone. And when you're down like this, you got to tell them, don't let them get behind you like that. A big play right there just kind of deflates the balloon, the motivation balloon.
I think you got a flag here. Illegal shift, had 2 guys in motion for Navarre. They weren't set. Yeah, it's a legal shift. That goes on Pfister. He's got to wait for his players. I know they run that fast-paced type of offense, but you've got to let your players get set first before you run.
So that's going to bring it way back to about the 25-yard line. Almost, what's that, 24-yard line, where the Raiders will have 1st and 15. Terrence Marshall, his favorite receiver, is to the near side. Going to be a fake to Connor Matthews. Fisher's going to keep it. He's going to get back probably almost 10 of those yards, so it's going to be 2nd and about 5. A nice run, and he just gives that little fake, and then he follows right behind Connor Matthews. So then Connor Matthews don't become running back. Now he's a blocking back.
Yeah, it's nice offense they have there, and that's a design play too. It's not one where he's reading there. That's a design call from the sideline to follow Connor. So he's pretty much getting a good block there, number 28.
Handoff Connor Matthews, and he's going to get to score. Goes to the right side, and great blocking downfield for that Raider offense. So that's going to be an answer right quick like from that long, amazing play from Mr. Watt. So, again, just calm, cool, collected, do your job. Got a penalty, don't matter. I know we alluded to it a couple times, but well coached, just like a well-oiled machine out there for the Raiders.
Yeah, number 71 there which is up and good for Navarre. Number 71, Riley Miller, leading the way. And get 78, Trey Harris. You can see the replay right here. 61, he pulls 71 and 70 right there, just leading the way, and pretty much didn't even hardly get touched. Nice little counter play by Navarre for the touchdown.
Yep, and the call by PAT was good, so that puts the score 35-13. Navarre Raiders over the Ozark Eagles with 4:46 left in this third quarter. And we was hoping for a stop for the Eagles on that, but again, it was not to be. Long, beautiful pass from Pfister down to number 1, Terrence Marshall. About a 35, almost 40-yard gain there. Put them in great position to score that touchdown. So, again, time is going to become a factor here really soon, Mr. Kenny.
Yeah, now one thing I did like about that is I know it had the long play to Terrence, but you put your defense and made Pfister make the perfect throw. And he did. Give him a pat on the back. As a coach, you tell him good job, move on to the next play. But he didn't let them run down the field. You actually had to throw over the top that time to make something happen. And if I'm Carroll, I'm doing the same thing next time. Loading that box up and making Pfister beat me with his arm. That's for sure.
Much better kick by number 13, Tyler Donnell, down to about the 4-yard line. And that's number 4. Lakeith Pearson with a very, very nice run back. That's about a 35-yard run back, almost to the 40-yard line. It will be marked somewhere around the 37. Yep, 37-yard line. That's where the Eagles will take over on offense and again try to muster up some more offense here and keep this game tight.
Yeah, Jacob Weaver there with the tackle. You know, made sure that I told the coach, Coach Jay Walls, if a lot of folks weren't coming from Navarre, to make sure they tune in, and they gave him a sign. He was excited about some alumni and fans getting to go online and watching this, and I hope they're back home and proud of their team tonight because they were looking really good from Navarre.
Keyshawn looking to pass. This a little bit over, thrown away from number 2. That's Peyton Plott. He was very well covered, though, by number 17, so really nowhere to go for that. If he tried to put it on the money, it had been a good chance that could have been intercepted.
That was a good miss, as they say. Yeah, Marquise White on the coverage there, but you're okay with that as a coach. You know, she's got 2 more downs to make some plays, and looks like to me Navarre's kind of playing off a little bit. They're not trying to put a lot of pressure on him, trying to make Keyshawn beat him with their arms. Got a flag on the far side there, side Navarre. I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe against the coach, is my guess, from Navarre, one of the coaching. Not sure what that is.
Sideline warning.
Oh, it's another sideline warning. So this will be a 5-yard penalty, I believe.
Yep. So that's going to help. Sorry, that's going to help the Eagles out right there on that 5 yards given to them. So that's like a 5-yard running play on first down.
Yeah, for those that don't know, there's about a 2-yard difference on the sideline that coaches have to stay behind. And if they're in the way where the referees are running, they will get a warning. And if they're still there, they'll continue to get a flag for those 5-yard penalties.
Keyshawn's going to look deep. He's got a man wide open. That's number 2, Peyton Plott. And he is going to drop it. How many drops have we had tonight? That's frustrating, Keyshawn. You know, it was just a beautiful throw over the shoulder. He had the man beat by at least 3, if not 4 yards, and that would have been about a 40-yard pickup.
Yeah, it would have been a touchdown, too, because he had 5 yards on the guy and threw it perfectly in stride. Yeah, both number 2s there were patting each other on the helmet. Looks like they're showing good sportsmanship. And that's one thing I've noticed tonight. Not a lot of chippiness after a play. I think that's a good sign from both of them, except for that one play call. But everybody else, they're helping each other up, and that's always good to see on a high school football game.
Yeah, Ozark has been able to get behind the defender zone for the Raiders, so they're looking to pass again. Keyshawn kind of scrambles, got a wide open man there, number 4, and it's caught this time, thank goodness, by Lakeith Pearson. That's going to give them a first down inside Raider territory at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, that was a very nice throw on the run. The defense kind of pushed him out of the pocket to the right, saw him down the sideline. Nice catch there for number 4, Lakeith Pearson.
Yeah, I'd like to see that rollout pass there. I mean, I would do that more often because they're bringing pressure sometimes. They hadn't in this quarter, in the second half. But I think if he keeps making these pass plays, then they are going to bring, and look like they're bringing outside now, right up the gap.
I think we got a legal procedure here on Carroll.
I think some of the movement on the Raiders got them a little bit antsy there. They did bring number 15, Joshua Wilson, so in there, and they didn't have enough blockers for that. So, you know, might have been a good thing either way.
Yeah, I think it was. It was a nice play call by defense. And see what you have on offense in high school, whenever they have a legal procedure, it's a dead ball. If you see and even in defense in high school as well, if they jump across, it's a dead ball. They call it. You'll see on TV that the defense come across the line of scrimmage, and what happens is they're just not moving. They're moving before the hike, and so it's a kill play. And a nice little dump pass off to Lakeith Pearson there. Slipped a little bit. It's going to bring up about 2nd and 20. But I think you're definitely in 4-down territory. You're on the side of the 50 here if you're Ozark. But you got to get up to the line of scrimmage, and you've got to get set. And you cannot have 2 guys in motion at the same time without resetting. You can move 2 guys and then reset, but you have to be reset, and then everybody has to be set for at least 1 second. And that play, they just did not get set. That was for the 5-yard penalty.
So that penalty, the Eagles back 2nd and 20. Keyshawn tried a little slant pattern to number 2, Peyton Plott. It was incomplete. It wouldn't go anywhere either way. So it was very well covered. So it's going to be a long third for the Eagles, who really, really need a score. 2:43 left in this third quarter.
And, you know, that 3-4 defense, when they back off like that, they just did on that play, that's a tough play to run against that because, you know, 8 of the defenders are pulled back, and normally you try to get the defense blitzing or something to have rushing on that side where you've got a little bit of an opening. On that play, Navarre called the perfect defense on that play call.
Navarre rushing 3. They did bring an extra linebacker in. There's a block there. Got lucky it's not a block in the back. So Keyshawn Cole doing some magic with his legs, getting down to about the 20-yard line. So great gain there, but it's going to be 4th and about 4.
And nice pickup by Keyshawn, making something happen on 3rd and long. He didn't have to get all of it, but he got him down to a distance now that's, you know, reasonable that they can make something happen. And you're going to see the replay here where he's looking and looking and looking, and the offensive line did a great job of holding him off. One of the defenders gets in right there, number 97 for Navarre. Very fortunate right there on the block. It looked like maybe, you know, 97, Tristan Fury might have been blocked in the back, but a no call brings up 4th and short.
Keyshawn going to roll out, going to do a option. Oh, almost an interception. Oh, did he get it? No, I think it was, nope, incomplete pass. So he got run up, but I thought he might got a horse collar there. But he was snatched around. I guess he got jersey, but that's going to be a takeover on downs by the Raiders.
Yeah, Andre Spence, number 25, you'll see right here. He catches Keyshawn out in the flat. He breaks out of the pocket right there. Number 25 comes in, and you'll see right there on the front left shoulder pad, spun him a little bit, and a tip drill. Number 15, Josh Wilson, almost an interception. Turnover and downs though, from the looks like about the 20-yard line. Navarre gets the ball.
Yeah, I thought Keyshawn had a lot of room over there. I thought he was just going to take off and run it. I mean, I thought he would at least get the first down with his legs.
I think Andre Spence surprised him with his speed, closing speed. At the very last minute, tried to sling it.
Fisher's going to take it himself. It's a design quarterback run. He's going to pick up about 2 yards. And I wouldn't be surprised now if the Raider really does milk that clock now. It's 2 minutes left to the third quarter. 35-13 here at the Matthews Stadium, Ozark, Alabama. Again, we appreciate you being with us.
That's a good job by that left side of the defense. They're number 66 and number 45 for Carroll. Did a good job of holding up that line and getting some assistance, only allowing about 2 or 3 yards on that first down play.
Handoff given to Connor Matthews, and he is, as we said before, you can tell how hard he is to bring down. I mean, he got an extra almost 6 yards after contact.
Yeah. You're seeing 77, 71, 73 down there. That offensive line's moving, folks, people. And, you know, you just said 28 Connor's hard to bring down, and you put those 3 guys in front of you. I've been impressed. Like we got a face mask that's going to add it on to the end of the run. 52-0 on the Dothan High game. That's nice for them because it was homecoming for them as well. Just a 5-yard penalty, so incidental. You have 2 types of face masks. You can have a personal foul that's 15 and 5, which is more incidental. And Carroll High got called for the 5-yard one here. It brings that first down for Navarre, though.
The ball placed at the 37-yard line. The Eagles needing a stop bad. The Raiders going to be content with just giving it off to their workhorse, Connor Matthews, which they did. He's going to be pick up about 3. It's going to be 2nd and, well, I give him 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6.
I think we just talked about the good sportsmanship. I think the players are pointing a player out for Carroll. I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but Connor Matthews isn't happy about something. So I think a lot of times in games like this, when you're expecting a close game and one team is getting a pretty good lead, the losing team gets a little upset. I think that may be happening right now for Carroll High.
7 on the play clock. Man in motion. And Connor Matthews going to follow that motion. He's going to get down to about the 44-yard line. So he'll bring up 3rd and about 4. All right, we are here at Matthews Stadium, and we'll come back with us and watch the rest of this game, see if Carroll can come back. Here is the first play of the 4th quarter.
Tell you what, a nice first down run you got. Looks like we got a first down run. We had Connor Matthews out. They brought Andre in, number 5 for the tackles for Carroll High. Did a great job, but they brought in number 2, and he's just as strong as number 1. Nice first down run here, the first play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, gets the ball to the 40-yard line. That is inside the Eagle territory. Got a bunch formation here. It's going to be a Wildcat snap for that 25. And that's the ones they run very successfully at the end of the last half. And it run well again. Andre Spence picking up, 6, 7 yards.
And the main thing it does is just milks the clock. And it was like Andre Mel got shaken up there a little bit. The Carroll High guy went in low on him. Plus, he plays both ways. He may be winded as well. But you get Pfister coming back in, number 11, who's had a phenomenal game. Hunter for Navarre has really thrown a pretty pass and done a great job of orchestrating this offense down the field.
It's another bunch run formation. Connor Matthews is going to just keep pushing, and the O-line's pushing. And again, just like a couple plays before, they get an extra 5 or 6 yards. Got to wrap those legs. Somebody's got to get low and wrap those legs up. So that's going to get another first down for the Raiders.
Yeah, this offensive line is I think at the end of the 3rd quarter, the team was holed up over there. I wouldn't have been surprised at all if the Coach Jay Wall said, hey guys, we need you to control the line and let's run this ball right down them for a touchdown. Let's put this game away. And so far, you're seeing the line there. They're doing their job, and you're going to probably get a dose of Connor and Hunter and Andre here on this drive and go right at them.
Yeah, there's no wideouts or anything. It's just straight power football up the middle. And then Pfister's kept himself with that fake and followed Connor. He's going to get another 6 or 7 yards on that play. Got a man down, though, for the Raiders. Like it's number 50, maybe. That'd be Baxter Barr, offensive lineman, junior.
I think he's the center.
Like he's walking it off pretty good there, Mark. Don't think there's a whole lot of going. Maybe he just kind of twisted a little bit.
Yeah, everybody was kind of jumbled up there on that play call.
I see number 25 back coming in the game to run, Andre Spence. So looking at probably that Wildcat, again, bunch formation. That's what it looks like. Looks like the Ozark Eagles going to take a timeout on this hurry-up NASCAR offense and kind of slow things down, take a deep breath, regroup, and try to stop some of this run, because they ain't no wideouts or nothing. They ain't going to throw the ball, so it's just power football.
Yeah, this is pretty much line up and see if you can stop me football. It's nothing pretty. This is what offensive linemen love, because they get to fire off the line at the defensive line and not backing up on a pass instead. And the way that Ozarks kind of looks like they've been kind of chippy, they want to hit them even more if they can. And they're falling on the backs of the offensive line, and the defensive line now got to stand up and make a play. They're in the Eagle Eye red zone here with about 2nd and 5. And like you said, I'm not expecting a pass either unless they do something out of a screen out on the tight end or something, because there's, like you said, no wideouts. And go to Eagle Eye, text touchdown right there to 833-915-1343 to Eagle Eye. Christmas is coming up, and I promise you, can't go wrong if you buy a present from Eagle Eye. That's for sure.
I'll be a happy man. Somebody gives me a present from Eagle Eye. Anything in that store.
Absolutely. Mark Anderson and the crew did a great job of taking care of your Christmas needs. They say the line on Black Friday is ridiculously long out there. I can't see that, but no. But they say it's good.
So it was direct snap, but it was to Connor Matthews this time, and he's going to pick up the first down. Again, just move the line. So I guess the only thing really that could help the Ozark right now is a turnover of some sort, or some kind of pick six, but they're not going to throw it. So you're either going to have to get a fumble or something. Because the way they're driving the ball now, they're just going to keep pushing until they get to that G.
And that's one thing that Navarre's done is ball security. No turnovers tonight compared to Ozark, who's had a couple.
Here's Andre Spence with a direct snap, and he's just breaking tackles, and he's going to score. So with 10 minutes left into the ball game, the Raiders score another, and that was just since midfield, it's just run, power. There's no guessing what they're going to do. You know what they're going to do, and then Ozark was still not able to stop them.
And you're going to see on the replay here after the extra point, Andre Pierce, he had a chance to kick it outside, but he had a couple linemen in front of him, and he stayed with his linemen and followed them, and busted one arm tackle there and was in the end zone. Most guys with that go try to kick it outside and don't get it. He did a great job of reading, staying behind his line, and as always, that extra point is good. Almost kicks it out of the stadium here at Ozark. You'll see right here on the call Bob PAT did, but then the clear to close replay, he goes to the right and gets behind Connor there, and he has a chance to break right, but then gets right behind the guys there, 2 or 3 guys, and breaks it. And does a phenomenal job. And Andre, who scored right before halftime with his second touchdown tonight, Jackson Sevilla, did a great job on a block. Brings it 42-13 with 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's a sure enough tall uphill task now for this Eagles team to get back in that. They're going to have to be some big plays. But the thing that's going to be the problem is they can score, but they can't stop.
Yeah.
It's been obvious. And again, the turnovers has really put them, far behind. I mean, 2 fumbles, almost 3 fumbles, really, on that. So it didn't help them any. And one was inside the 20-yard line, so right at the 20-yard line. So, Ozark has not helped themselves at all at this game. But, hey, hats off to this Navarre Raider team. They have really put on a nice show on offense and on defense.
And both teams averaged on offense over 30 points a game, and then also on defense allowing 30 points a game.
Peyton Plott's going to take it back at about the 5-yard line. He's going to weave his way through, but he's going to be brought down by number 21 there at Navarre High School. So he's going to get back. He can maybe a 10-yard run back to about the 15-yard line, where the Ozark Eagles are going to try to make a run for another touchdown.
And number 21, Cooper Black, on a nice tackle. I think the unsung hero tonight is the Navarre defense, because they kept Ozark so far 20 points below their average. Navarre is above their average barely by like 4 or 5 points, but the defense has held Carroll high, and that's been the deciding factor in tonight's game. The defensive coaches have done a great job of keeping Keyshawn and Peyton Plotz in check, along with Lakeith Person. So looking there at the defense quarter, giving the signs in.
Yeah, I think Coach Plott's going to be disappointed at the drop balls, though, on the passes, because Keyshawn has made 2 or 3 passes, and some of those would have been long plays and just dropped. I mean, wide open. This Keyshawn going to keep it for a run. He's going to pick up 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 at about the 21-yard line, 22-yard line.
And Mr. Do-It-All, number 15, Josh Wilson, kind of reminds me of Mensa Fitzpatrick from Alabama back in the day. Lines up in the slot, lines up at linebacker. He's just a multi-facet player. And rushed the passer, coverage, did a great job of catching Keyshawn and only allowing about 6 yards on that play.
Keyshawn looking up. What a one-handed grab by number 2, Peyton Plott. And he is off to the races. nobody can catch him. One's got a chance, number 10, and not to be able to be there. So quick score by the Eagles there. I tell you what, man, we have seen some outstanding plays right there. He reached out, it's like he had Stickum on his hands on that. That's two amazing plays he's had tonight. So he's a human highlight reel.
Yeah, I don't know which one was better. I mean, the run was better for the first one, but just sticking his hand out there, like you said, he's taking those gloves off. Heck, I'd keep them on. Because, I mean, when it gets near the football, they're yours. Now he's putting them back on. Maybe you heard us. But that was a great, and the speed he has. And he's 11th grader. You let him get bigger and stronger and faster, you'll see him playing on Saturdays, too, with those type of runs after the play. Looks like they're going for 2 here.
Yeah, the call by PAT is going to go for 2. But, you know, hey, great to see this Eagle team not lay down, you know, even though they're losing. That was just a fantastic play by Peyton Plott. And, again, that's number 2 for him this game. So he's really shown out on at least 2 times.
Yeah, and it looked like on the play, he just kind of had the last minute through it.
It's going to be a little dump off number 4 to Keith Pearson. He cuts back in, and he's going to get the ball over the line. So that's going to be a 2-point conversion. So nice play there. So the Eagles, again, not giving up. We got 8:55 left in this game, but they ain't no quit. Watch this clear to close replay here and see him just reach out and just grab that thing with a paw. Look at that. That is a fantastic play. I mean, it was way out in front of him.
Yeah, I think number 17, Marquise White, was thinking he had an interception at the last minute, snatched back by Peyton. And put some points on the board. He's got 2 highlight reels for his huddle film for sure to show coaches. Being very nice, probably close to over 200 yards, and he dropped 1 ball earlier in the game. He could have close to 250 yards.
Yes, absolutely. Like I say, they dropped 2 balls for touchdowns, so they could have had 2 touchdowns. I know Terrence dropped 1 there on the far side of the field in the first half, and then, you know, that number 5, he dropped that one in the middle, and he had all kind of room. So possibly we could have had, you know, 2 more touchdowns for the Eagles.
And it'd be 42-35 with those 2 touchdowns, Philip, what you're talking about there. Just making mistakes tonight as their offense, they have not really clicked well. They've had some dynamic plays, as you just saw. Peyton Plotts, I mean, my goodness, son, you have had a night, and that is impressive. Not just catching, but running after the catch. And, you know, it looks like we're setting up here for an onside kick for Carroll. So
the Raiders still have 3 timeouts. Eagles have 2 timeouts. So if they can make a score, there's come into play. They got at least a couple timeouts. If they can get this onside kick, score again quickly. Got a nice hop, and he's going to bounce off of a Raider, but looked like he was about to be able to run it, grab it back in, haul that thing in. So that was number 60 there with a nice, good hands. So the Raiders will take over. That's number 80, sorry. And at about midfield, well, actually a little bit after midfield. So they will be in Eagle territory at about the 47-yard line.
yeah, I think if you're Carroll High, you know, you don't want to normally practice this, but you've got to be trying to strip the ball out here. You know, a lot of times you hear the coaches wrap them up, take them to the ground. You've got to have a turnover here because there's a really good chance that they could have the ball for 5 or 6 minutes on a drive, and I would be shocked to see any passing from Hunter. I think you're going to see some running all night long.
Yeah, I'd have every one of them linebackers up on the line. I mean, the only person got a chance would be 87. Maybe the tight end can flare out, I guess. You maybe can watch that, but they're going, you know, pretty much they're going to run it.
And if you talk to the defensive players, that's probably the worst feeling you have, knowing you can't stop somebody. It's simple because you know who's getting the ball, you know where he's going, and you can't stop him. That just frustrates you to no end. When you're getting 4 or 5 yards, and as the offensive coach and head coach over there, Jay Walls, he's got to be loving it because that clock is just constantly moving. And so he'll be heading back to Florida to win if they can control the ball here with the line of scrimmage and ball security. They should easily, as you can tell here, they're waiting for the clock to milk down. As you can imagine, about 13 seconds on the play clock with 8 minutes left to go in the game.
Yep, they'll put them at 3-2, but they're 1-0 in their district. So they've had several out-of-district games. That was that little quarterback keeper where he fakes the handoff to Connor, and Pfister just kind of falls in behind him, and it's going to gain about 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be third and less than 2 yards. Let's say a yard and a half. But again, the main thing it's doing is just 7:32, 7:31, just clicking that clock.
Yeah, that's a nice run. We're looking at the tailbacks here. Hunter Pfister, I'm sorry, he's 195. You got Andre Spence, he's 204. You got Connor Matthews, 195. Those are 3 running backs that in some high schools, their line's not even that big. And those 3 tailbacks and the quarterback is pretty much being a tailback, is run all night, and they have really pounded Carroll and wearing them down here in the second half.
Another straight run on the right side of that line is going to pick up the first down, so it's going to be the Eagles 40-yard line, so it's going to be a first down for Navarre. They're going to have 4 more downs, or at least 3 more downs to run some more of that clock there. And again, like you said, there's no mystery on what's going on. But you're right. I mean, it's got to take a lot out of that defense when you got the tackle. And then you got the big lineman. You got what on their line, 320, 265, 265. I mean, that's a lot to have to try to get around and push around.
And you see Andre Spence come in here. He's going to the Wildcat. You don't get him or Connor Matthews, so you get 195 or 205 coming at you with a head of steam. And that offensive line that you just quoted out the price, I mean, not the price, the weights on. And the coaches are doing a great job of milking this clock because they're not hiking it until about 5 seconds or less.
There's Andre Spence with that Wildcat. He will pick up 2. That's a good job for stopping them. I mean, they have been getting 4 and 5 at least on those plays. So, good stop by the defense there. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think here, if you're also with your Carroll High, you got to start thinking timeouts. I know they used 1 here in the second half. I think they have 2 left. But I would think if they stop them here, you're going to have to start making timeout because you're down by 3. And the offense and Mr. Potts himself can make it quick the way he's done tonight. But I would think you want to call some timeouts here. It looks like we're going back to the Wildcat again with number 25.
Yeah, play clock down to 10. So they're waiting at least at the 10. They're going to get on down to below 5 before they hike this ball. Do have a flag on the play. Straight up the middle run by Andre Spence. Going to get close to the first down, but it's going to be a flag. I believe this is going to come back.
It's a legal shift. Had 2 guys going. They waited way too long there at the very end. If you'll notice, when they get in their huddle, they're only 2 or 3 yards off the ball. A lot of times you'll see in games they're 5 to 7 yards off in a huddle. They're so close to the line of scrimmage, so they're waiting and breaking huddle with 10 seconds left to get to the line of scrimmage and then getting the hike off. And this time they were a little bit late on getting set as a team, and that cost them, which brings up about 2nd and 14, which I still think you're going to run the ball again. I'm not going to expect them to pass the ball.
I don't see any reason to pass, not the way they're moving the ball. So, it's just 2nd down. I see the same thing that they've been doing for most of this quarter.
And I'd be shocked if they punt. I would expect to see 3 run plays in a run here if they had to get a first down. Number 22, boy, stood him up.
Yeah, nice stop right there by Ozark. They needed that. That's the same little play. He was running behind Connor Matthews, but, I saw the Eagles, he kind of sidestepped that block and was able to stand up the runner, Andre Spence, and stop him for a loss.
Yeah, Quay White there can stand him up. That's impressive because number 25 has been hard to tackle all night. Like you said, he's 205, and well done by Quay White there for Carroll High. Brings up 3rd and 11. But just about, he'll be close to be under 4 minutes when they hike the ball.
Pfister's jogging back in for the quarterback position. Going to fake it to Connor. He's going to bump it out to the outside. Pick up a nice little gain, but it's going to only get about maybe 5 or 6 yards. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 6. And there's that timeout you was talking about. So they did get a stop. So the Eagles automatically called a timeout, so there's 3:45 left in the game. You know, long way to go, but then again, I mean, they scored in 15 seconds one time and about 12 seconds another time. So, you know, if you do it like that, there's plenty of time on the clock, Mark.
Yeah, I agree. They get a first down here. It's pretty much over with. So you may see a pass to Mr. Terrence Marshall because I haven't seen him much here in the fourth quarter. Like you said, they've pretty much lined up and 11 men and within about 8 yards of each other and said, hey, we're coming at you, stop us. And Ozark just hasn't been able to do that tonight. And Navarre coaches have done a phenomenal job of game planning on offense. You know, we talked about their defense, but this offense is putting up 42 points. If they don't try to run the clock out here, they could probably easily scored over 50 this game. But they purposely have slowed the game down. And, yeah, Terrence Marshall's back on the field. He's here on the short side that you're going to see. And I would expect to probably see a pass to him. Feels like number 4, Lakeith Pearson, the starting tailback. He's going to be one-on-one with him. He's in motion, Terrence Marshall.
There's the handoff, and it is to Connor Watts. He is Connor Matthews, and he was able to get down to about the 5-yard line. Great blocking. You know, they pound it, and then they spread it out, and the Eagles was not able to adjust there. So that was a big gain there, and that was a heartbreaker. That's a dagger.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal job. Again, you know, they didn't throw it. I thought they would, but they were like, we're going to run at you anyway. And you'll see here on the clear to close realty replay, number 1, Terrence Marshall. Defense thought he was getting it. Then Connor, look at him fall on his block there, number 87. Look at number 70 down the field, still making blocks. That's 15, 20 yards down.
There's Connor Matthews again, a handoff going on over the left side. Again, just hard. I mean, this defense for the Eagles has got to be gassed. It's going to bring up 2nd and 2. I mean, they've been on the field a long time, and they've been pounded and pounded with these runs and blocks. So, you know, they have got to be wore out.
Yeah, you'll notice on defense, a lot of those guys got those hands on those hips. And so they're like you said, gas. A lot of these guys play both ways. So I can imagine if you're on offense and then turn around and have to stop this defense. I'm going to start having to stop on defense in the Eagle Eye red zone here. So it looks.
Yeah, just on this side, I mean, you got Lakeith Pearson and Quadavius Lightner. Both of them play both ways. So it's got to be a lot. And there's Connor Matthews. He's going to score another touchdown for the Raiders. So, and that's going to definitely put it out of reach for the Eagles with only 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. So we do have an injury on the field. Probably going to be cramps, I'm thinking. But that's going to give us the injury timeout. So, wow, that was a dagger there. So, and again, man, what a great job of just grinding and use the clock and use the clocks. Here's a clear to close replay. Again, the workhorse tonight, Connor Matthews there. Somebody had him in the backfield. He just runs out of that and then breaks another tackle. So, I mean, you know, he is just built for a running back, you know.
Yeah, good luck on trying to arm tackle him on 54. That's a good sign of him coming off the field on his own strength. I think got his hands on his hips. I think he just gassed, pretty much. And you know, probably getting double teamed and getting driven on, and offensive line. And as you pointed out the weights, you know, did a great job. He had 127 yards at the half. He was averaging. So I mean, he was probably over 200 yards, and this offensive line, you know, he's got to take this boys out and get a steak dinner. I'd recommend if I was Connor, because they have paved the way for him tonight.
Here's the call by PAT. It is up, and it is good. Number 13, Tyler Donnell, the kicker, has been perfect on PATs tonight. So with that, PAT, the Raiders take a commanding lead, 49-21 over the Ozark Eagles. 2:35 left in this game. It's been entertaining though, even though the Eagles have been way behind. Hey, they give us a show a couple times. At least number 2 did.
Yeah, he sure did. And you know, got a few seconds here. What you thinking about Navarre with all the great football matchups in college football?
Wow, I tell you what, I don't know what to think about the Alabama game. You know, they're still a 7-point favorite, but, you know, I think Melrose going to be back at quarterback. I know he is. And so hopefully that's going to make a difference. I think that trial last week with, you know, the other two quarterbacks, Ty and Kennard, did not turn out anyway like it should have. So hopefully they'll be able to do good. But then again, you know, Lane Kiffin, you know, he knows Alabama football as well as anybody. He was assistant coach there, and Saban gave him another chance. So, you know, he'll be well prepared, ain't no doubt.
And the defensive coordinator from Alabama went to Ole Miss last year, Pete Golden.
Yep.
So he knows the players well. I know that may have a new or different offensive scheme that they have over there, but he knows the players well and what to expect from them.
Absolutely. Then Auburn's got Texas A&M, got the Aggies, so that's going to be a good game too, I think.
Now that's 11 o'clock kickoff. Look like Keith Person with a breakout there. Nice gain to the 40. 22 with a tackle from Navarre. Holly Bryant. And then, again, what everybody's talking about is Colorado. Oh, my stars. You know, I saw that it was the most watched college football game in like 14 years.
And the highest ticket price for a seat.
Oh, who would have thought beginning of the year that Colorado was the game to watch? They had me up at 1 o'clock in the morning watching it.
Prime time. They got Oregon, though. They got their hands full.
Yes, they do. Because if you told me 3 years ago that I'd be up at 1 in the morning watching Colorado play football, I thought you crazy in the head. But I tell you what, I was there watching them, wanting to see what was happening. They didn't disappoint, but like you said, you're going to want this big test this week for them. And, of course, the big matchup, Ohio State and Notre Dame at night will be what everybody's watching, that top 10 matchup when it comes down to it. Keyshawn Cole back.
Going to roll out to his right, looking downfield. Got a man open. Throws it a little short there, so had to short on that, but it got flushed out of the pocket. So that's going to be an incomplete pass. Going to stop the clock with 2:15 there. Yeah, I like the idea. So, you know, Keyshawn, though, he's had a couple chances to make some plays with his feet, and he threw it. And that one play that was earlier, I mean, you know, he can throw the ball. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's a better runner than he is a passer.
And I'll tell you, another thing, it's like he didn't get his feet set, and he just flicks the wrist, and the ball comes out nice out of his hands. If somebody can get his feet under control, he would be definitely dangerous at the next level with his speed and his arm strength. He's been fun to watch tonight.
Steps up in the pocket, don't see anybody, so he dumps it, number 4, to Keith Pearson, trying to use his athletic ability to get away, and he did. So he's going to pick up about 4, though. That's going to make a long for a first down, though. So actually about 3.
And number 64 there, Ezekiel Gasca, making plays with 1:53 left to go here in the fourth quarter with a running clock. Definitely 4-down territory if you're Carroll High. Dothan's up 59-0 in the fourth quarter.
Nice little dump pass there to number 23. So able to get out of bounds to stop the clock. So it's going to be that's going to move the chains as well. See, I thought that Carroll was, you know, would do more plays like that, little out plays, dump outs. But again, the Raiders defense are playing soft now. They're playing prevent, so you know they're playing back. They don't want nothing big. It's a nice little play, number 4 to Keith Pearson's going to get it out to maybe about 6 yards. Going to be second and 4, 2nd and 5. Yeah, as you can see, the free safety for the Raiders, number 20, he's back there at about the 20-yard line. So I'm sure the coach told him, don't you let nothing get back by you.
In the process of doing this, they're doing 3 or 4-yard passes, but look at that speed, what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
It's just, he has another gear that he goes to that is so impressive.
That's going to move the chains there, give Carroll the first down. 59 seconds, going to stop the clock temporarily. I don't think he got out of bounds. So that's going to put the ball at about the Raiders' 31-yard line.
I hope he plays basketball, Keyshawn, because if he does, I bet he's fun to watch with the basketball. Because he has such good change of direction and quickness that is amazing. He would be hard to guard definitely in high school. put the ball in his hands.
The big play, man. Peyton Plott, number 2 on the far side. Keyshawn's looking over there. He fakes, throws it deep. He's got him open. He makes the catch, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. There's a flag on the play, and I think it's going to be defensive interference, which will be declined. So if that goes, that's going to be another touchdown for number 2, Peyton Plott.
Yeah, the defensive back kind of stopped and reached out and grabbed him when he went around him. But again, you're going to see on the instant replay here in a minute that we show after the call by PAT, Keyshawn's pretty much flat-footed and throws that about 35, 40 yards on the play. Usually the pass interference there. And they'll decline it, of course, for the touchdown. Go for the extra point.
Yeah, number 2, Peyton Plott, with a nice route. He did a stop and go. You know, he stopped and then gave Keyshawn Cole. He got away from a would-be tackler in the backfield, was able to throw that ball and find Peyton Plott over the left shoulder for a touchdown.
And I do like the fight in Carroll High here. You know, even with the call by PAT, it's still a 3-possession game, and they're not giving up. And you'll see here on the clear to close reality replay here, you're going to see here the defensive lineman gets in his face, makes him miss, and then pretty much flat-footed, falling backwards. Number 1, he reaches out and grabs him, but again, Peyton Plott, he's had a night tonight. 3 touchdowns and 2 highlight reels that have been unbelievable. And I think if you're the coach of Carroll High, Coach Plotz, I think he's going to look that his defense did not stop the offense like they're supposed to. And on offense, they made too many mistakes. And I don't mean just penalty-wise. I mean ball security, dropped balls, missed assignments, things like that that would have made this close. Here, you're going to see an onside kick. And if they get the back, you know, get it back, there's still 46 seconds left, and they could go down and score again. But, you know, I think when the day's over with, he's going to realize that he gave this to them. Now, Navarre had a heck of a game plan. They did a phenomenal job of stopping Keyshawn and this offensive juggernaut at Carroll High. But Navarre came into town and handled business, as they say.
Yep, I agree 100%. Yep, and you're right. The Eagles did not help themselves in any way. So,
and I like that right there from Coach Potts. A lot of guys would have tried an onside kick and try to get it back, but he just kicked it deep, and Navarre took it and ran it straight out of bounds. You're going to see a kneel down here, and that's going to be the ball game. I think Coach Potts knows there's no reason for somebody to get hurt whatsoever, and two great coaches here, class act, finishing up the ball game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, both of them has done a great job. You know, your assessment of what the Eagles did, I mean, I agree with 100 I agree 100%, 10% on all that. I mean, you know, you just can't have, when you got a team coming in like this, it's playing like this, and, you know, a coach like this, you know, every little mistake you make is going to be emphasized by them because they're going to take advantage of it. So they take advantage of both turnovers. They play great defense. You know, Eagles 2 drop passes that would have been touchdowns. You know, so it's been, again, they shot themselves in the foot. And I ain't saying they wouldn't have won the game, but they sure would have made it close. Yeah,
man, you know, hats off to Navarre. You know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe on a bus, maybe close to 3 if you're on a bus ride. They came over here and handled business, and they really did. They came in and took care of a very good Ozark team who, remind you, beat Charles Henderson last week, and they were state champs.
Yeah.
So that was no slouch. And Carroll's a good team. Before this time, the only loss they had was against the 7A powerhouse Dothan, who, if you take the loss against Auburn with a missed field goal, they'd be undefeated right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And we've seen some really good sportsmanship. You know, not a lot of flags, no flagrant fouls. You know, nobody getting out of hand, which is, again, it's a testimony to these coaches and the job they're doing. You know, you're not only making a team, you're trying to raise young men, you know, to do the right thing. So much respect to both of these coaches for doing that, because as you could tell, it could have gotten out of control, especially on the Eagle side. You know, you're losing, you get a little temper, you get frustrated, think it happened, and that didn't happen. So, and we've seen it happen a lot, you know, when we was calling some games. So, again, hats off to the 2 coaches on the great job they're doing, you know, not only coaching the team, but preparing these young men.
Yeah, I think if you're Navarre coach, you're happy you're getting back. Let's start your region play. Let's start looking for what we can do the playoffs. If you're Carroll High, small setback, I think after last week, maybe Carroll probably thought they were, a little bit further along than what they are. Navarre kind of opened their eyes to they maybe need to beef up that run defense a little bit, because Navarre pretty much handled them on the line of scrimmage in the second half. And if I had to guess, it was probably over 300 yards rushing for the game. Maybe threw the ball maybe 10 times. Other than not, they're running the ball. And, like you said earlier, you got 3 running backs that are 195 and bigger. That's a load, and it wears on you. And as you go through the game, when it comes down to it at the end of the night, and you got those 4 or 5 guys that 265 and bigger. I think 3 or 4 of them are seniors, so that seniority and experience is nice to have. And this is a good little game that you have. So it was a good game, and I thoroughly have enjoyed it tonight, and I'm glad we picked this game this week.
Yeah, our sponsors this year for Friday Night Football: Bob Woodall Air Care, Eagle Eye Outfitters, Clear to Close Real Estate Group, Jim Whaley Tires, Jack's Restaurant, all about the South, Hyundai of Dothan, Southeast Health, Brian Holloway, Carpet One, Triple E Designs, Tri-State Parking Lot Maintenance, Ridgecrest Baptist Church, Tyree Entertainment, and WTVY News 4.
And guys, I need to thank our crew tonight. It goes without saying, every week we couldn't do this without them. And the plays they make and their replays are unbelievable. And it's all done with our producer, Jared Tyree, director, Steve Pierce, technical director, Dwight Pierce, graphics, Mr. Bradley Roper, audio, Alan Pierce, replay, Justin Pierce, our drone operator, Mr. Matt Woodward from WTVY, camera operators, Neil Simmons, Lee Borchek, H.D. Wiggins, Keith Dovry, and Bryant Pierce. Our spotter and lovely lady in charge keeping us in charge, Miss Jackie Kinney. She brought great weather tonight for us. I'm Mark Kinney alongside Philip Giddy. Come back and see us next Friday night. Good night and God bless you.